Hi, I'm Bill, and welcome to one more video. I thought I would share this information. If you've been following the channel, you know I made a decision to purchase the services of Ron Breacher. He's got a lot of expertise in PixInsight, and if you saw the video I released a couple of days ago, I've decided to take 2 hours of training with Ron. So I thought it would be prudent for me to go through and assess what is my current level of knowledge when it comes to PixInsight, and when I'm using the various tools in PixInsight, what parameters am I using with those tools. So one area I found where I definitely was deficient, when it came to WBPP, I was not setting an output pedestal setting. So there's an opportunity here to place a value, or you can run in automatic mode, and we'll come back to that in a minute. And what happens when I leave that blank, I could be losing data. So in my research, I found an article on the PixInsight Forum. The way I look at it, my training with Ron comes on the 14th of December. Today is the 2nd of December, so I'm investing a lot of time going over things, assessing my knowledge, learning new things in an effort to try and be better prepared for the 2 hours of instruction. So hopefully I can contain it within 2 hours and get what I need out of it. And this is going to include taking a couple of the Masters of PixInsight seminars that they have available online. There's 2 in particular that I'm going to take, and then that will also help me assess their online training that's pre-recorded versus the one-to-one. So I'm trying to get a little bit better perspective of the nuances between the 2 courses. Clearly the online training that they offer is a lot less expensive, but in my mind I learn better in a one-to-one scenario, so I'm perceiving a lot of value. And I paid the invoice yesterday, so I'm all squared away. I got the slot, and it kind of created a forcing action for me really to get serious about PixInsight. This is my opportunity. I've kind of put it off up until now, and now is the time to really dig into it and really up my skill level, and then really go back and reprocess data that I've already processed to see the before and after. Can I see noticeable improvements with my new gained knowledge versus what I did before? So on the PixInsight forum, I found this issue listed. A person was asking about camera pedestal and calibration pedestal, and one of my goals is to make sure that my calibration frames are of a high enough quality that I get maximum value out of them when I'm working within PixInsight, to the point that even though they say the 533 MM or MC Pro does not need dark frames, I take them anyway. I figure, what's the harm? So here they're talking about the pedestal when it comes to calibrating a light frame, where you subtract the master dark from the light frame. Without going through this, I'll put a link to it in the video description. You could read it for yourself, but essentially you can lose data. So I may have been losing data that's available to me, signal that's available to me in my light frames, but because I hadn't set a pedestal value for my cameras, potentially I could lose data, and have been losing data. How much, I don't really know, and what the impact will be, I don't know, but you really don't want to lose any good data. That much I know. So as we scroll down in this, we see NGC 1535, and for those of you that may not know, that is Adam Block. And so Adam put out a video of setting up your narrowband images with a pedestal. And from what I can tell, establishing a pedestal might be more important when you're doing narrowband versus broadband, but I don't know why you just wouldn't establish a pedestal for both. So I took a look at this video here. I'll put a link to this video, and clearly Adam walks you through how you may be losing data and to tell if you're losing data or not. So I'll put these links into the video description. So what I did, this literal value here, I've been leaving it empty. So what I decided to do, and I think I got it off of the PixInsight Forum, I put it into automatic mode. And then I did a run, and I didn't really have to do all my lights, darks, and everything. I could have just done one or two. But the result was, if I looked in the log file, so let's bring that up. There's a section in the log file where you'll start to see loading target for calibration. So this is a light frame. And then they get a warning, negative or insufficient pixel sample values detected after calibration. I'm not quite sure if that is related to the next line, but since I had it in auto mode, it applied a value of 72 to the pedestal. And again, I think what happens is you don't want any negative values for your pixels, so this will raise them all up to at least 0. So when the subtraction happens with the light frame and the dark frame, you don't have any zero or below 0 values. Again, I got to read a little bit more on that. But anyway, and we can see for different, here's another frame, 71, they set the pedestal, 72. So what I did is I went through the log file. I'm about ready to do another run. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a literal value, and I'm going to set it to 100. And that, again, I think that should be okay. And I guess I'm being very conservative. Maybe I'll set it, the highest value I saw was all in the 70s, so I'm going to set it to 80 just for the heck of it. And then I'm going to rerun this. But I really just wanted to point out, if you're not paying attention to that setting in PixInsight, and again, I'm generally behind the curve or behind the pack, so most of you probably got that all covered and are using the appropriate settings. If you're not, you just might want to check what you're doing there. Because the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to output a script, and there's a way to create a script so that all my settings are predefined. Because if we take a look at the icon set that Ron uses, and then we go into, he has built a script with all the parameters that he feeds into WBPP based upon his cameras, and he's using QHY. I use the ASI cameras, and you'll see here that he sets for his cameras a pedestal value of 65. So again, hope this kind of content is helpful. If it is, please give it a thumbs up. Thumbs ups are very important to the channel. I am decided to do a couple of more videos around my preparation for the one-to-one training with Ron Breacher coming up on the 14th, as I work through deficiencies that I may have currently in how I'm using PixInsight. So I'm trying to fill those gaps, make sure I understand why I'm doing what I'm doing, all in an effort to try to be better prepared, so when I spend that 2 hours with Ron, I can get maximum value out of it. Okay, if you like this kind of content, please give it a thumbs up. As always, like, share, and subscribe. As I always say, I hope you're looking forward to some favorable weather as the December new moon approaches. Other than that, see you next time.